Yo, what's up? How's it going? We have a bit of a situation here when it comes to Hassan Piker. I've been following this dude for a long time, and it's been kind of crazy. His arc, like what he is doing, it's just, I don't know how much longer he can do this, but it is fun to witness because he's made some decisions in his life about terrorism. And he's sort of listening to the dark voices. He is siding with terrorists. Now, he's not doing this in a subtle way. He's not doing it in an ambiguous way. He's legitimately and completely on their side. And he is now so comfortable that he is stating this as a fact. He's like, look, I'm not hiding this from you. I'm telling you I'm for the terrorists. I'm with them. So I want you to watch with me where we are at this point, because now he's kind of changing his tune. He's saying, oh, maybe I should pull back a little bit, because he's getting some attention, and not the good kind, the bad kind. On national television from the head of the ADL, he's being called out by name. But let's just go back in time a little bit. I want to start with actually the debate between Sam Seder and Ethan Klein, because this is not just Hassan that is in favor of terrorism. It's everyone on the far left. They're that pathetic, that radical, that much of a bunch of losers. They're that immoral and clueless and retarded that they think they're the good guys and they support terrorists. It speaks to a weakness within them, like they are vicariously terrorists. Vicarists. I don't know what's going on. We need a doctor. But let's listen to Sam Seder, the most sniveling, self-hating Jew you could possibly imagine. The unfunny, little weasel-faced motherfucker. This is Sam Seder talking about his view about, what was it? Oh yeah, Hamas.
What he was thinking specifically, but the notion of an ethno-state that engages and allows whatever in the name of Zionism allows for this mass slaughter, I think is horrific.
So you just describe it as a mass slaughter, and then that's the end of it. Okay, well, it's a war, and it's a war that they didn't start, and it was started by terrorists, and the terrorists are losing the war, so thanks for just saying war and slaughter bad. I mean, it's just so asinine, it's so childish, it's so disgraceful, it's so transparent that the guy's not including the relevant factors in this whole conflict.
Sure, me too.
Okay. I mean, then I think we the three of us agree on that regard.
Yeah, I think we're so. Another thing is like to take it even further. I mean, Hassan pretty much like openly supports Hamas.
Let's not talk about Hassan. Let's talk about this.
Okay, well, he's about to ask you if you support Hamas. Now, imagine this being a hard question. Watch the cadence that the guy goes into. He just starts stalling for time, like, how can I artfully answer this question?
Sure. I mean, what do you want to ask me?
Well, I mean, if you want to ask me about, I mean,
well, let me.
I'm not here to explore.
Yeah. I have a list of things that.
But if you want to talk about Hamas, I mean,
yeah.
I think.
Look, yeah.
Well, how do you feel about Hamas?
If you want to talk about Hamas, what's the point of talking about the pretendicide or the conflict or the death or the situation at all if you're not talking about Hamas? They have to be the first, second, third, fourth, and last thing you talk about. I mean, he's like, well, if you twist my arm, I guess I'll comment on Hamas.
I feel that Hamas...
Are his eyebrows just permanently in that position? I don't understand that. Well, let me get a closer look on that, because... I mean, my character, he's got some work to be done. It's not exactly smooth sailing. It's a work in progress, but talk about dead, soulless eyes, like shark eyes. Like the guy, does he have pupils? Like, I don't...
People can perceive it as a liberation.
What? Speaking of Hamas, first of all, the question is, what do you think of Hamas? Not what do some sycophantic scumbags think of Hamas? But this is him trying to say, this is what I think of them. I think they're a liberation movement. Listen to this shit.
I feel that Hamas, people can perceive it as a liberation organization.
or what else? How else is it perceived? It's a terrorist group. This is not a trick question, Sam. This is an easy one. You should just nail this.
We call them terrorists in this country. We call the
Why do we call them terrorists? So the implication being it's just a label, it's just a smear. It's not that they are terrorists, it's that we call them terrorists. So nice distancing language from Sam there. No, Sam, actually, let me just cut through the bullshit. They are terrorists. They engage in terrorist activities, and it's kind of a huge deal.
What do you think about them, Sam?
Listen, I think there are parts, I would imagine, of Hamas that have done good for the people in Gaza.
What? Yeah, and the Bloods and the Crips give out turkeys at Thanksgiving. Actually, I don't think they do. But one time they did a fundraiser for something in the community to save the local bookstore. So they get a pass. Not relevant at all. They do some good, they do some bad. You know, they're just like everyone else. You and I are kind of just the same as Hamas, the terrorist group.
And I think they have done bad things, but
they've done bad things. Wow, that is a gloss job, a glaze, a sugar coating. They've done some bad things. Fucking hell, turn over your Jew card immediately. This is turn over your human card. This is so pathetic. What is he talking about? Your analysis of Hamas is they've done some bad things? Holy fuck, dude.
I sort of feel, I guess, ultimately probably like Ehud Barak when he said that were I Palestinian and I was living in Gaza, that it would be likely that I would join Hamas. I mean...
What? So, first of all, you reference some random appeal to authority, Ehud Barak, whatever the fuck that is. I don't care what he says. Okay, I don't yield authority or honor to whatever position he holds. You are now hiding behind that guy's stance that he would join Hamas? Well, fuck him and fuck you. First of all, you would be thrown from a building immediately if you tried. You are a Jew, Sam. But second of all, it's a terrorist group. So how is it that in 2025, your stance as a public thinker with a platform is to say, I would join a terrorist group? What? I mean, this is so fucking unfathomable. I don't understand how we're here. But listen, he tries to justify it. Watch, he continues. He doubles down. He's like, not only would I join a terrorist group, I think terrorist groups are pretty good. And here's some other terrorist groups. Watch this.
That's what Ehud Barak said on multiple occasions.
I don't care what he said. He's wrong too, you jackass.
And I think that is very, that is an understanding of human nature.
What? That if you're pressed, you just start killing innocent people.
You're not affording Israelis, by the way, just to point out an inconsistency there.
How so?
Well, you're like, I refuse to understand human nature and their reaction. It's just evil, and I don't know how to explain it.
I didn't use the word evil.
Right. I'm inferring because I asked you if you think they're evil, and you didn't really answer that.
Listen, I don't.
He's still avoiding it.
I don't know what Gazans felt on October 8th, but toward Hamas.
They felt joy. What do you mean you don't know? There was video footage. They were celebrating in the streets.
But I can tell you that we have there is a long history of terrorist organizations or so-called terrorist organizations, like the ANC,
what?
Or the IRA.
Stop, dude. Okay, he caught himself mid-sentence where he goes, there's a long history of terrorist organizations, and then he catches and goes, so-called terrorist. No, Sam, let's agree to agree that they are terrorist groups. No one disagrees with it. You're saying you're in favor of them. You're saying you would join them. And he goes, I'll play it back, but listen to even he, while he's putting together this retarded take on this, he is saying, look, there's a bunch of other terrorist groups. Oh, that sounds a little bit rough. So-called terrorist groups.
But I can tell you that, we have there is a long history of terrorist organizations or so-called terrorist organizations, like the ANC or the...
Okay, yeah, the ANC was a terrorist organization, correct. That's bad. They killed innocent civilians. Fuck the ANC. Now, you have to understand, in his world, the ANC can do no wrong because they're black and they were attacking whites. Actually, they killed more blacks than whites, so if you want to get specific. But, yeah, they're scumbags and violent pricks. They're terrorists, and it's terrible. They're not justified. Fuck the ANC. But who else?
The IRA.
The IRA. So bombing pubs filled with innocent people is now something you're in favor of. Shooting people's kneecaps. Terror. You're in favor of the terror of the IRA. Okay. And this is your stance.
Even the PLO.
Another terrorist group.
Damn,
that ultimately become a political organization.
I think.
What? Okay, so what a retarded stance. They become political organizations? No, they have different factions. They have different goals. So it's a multi-pronged approach. So yes, there's a political party in Ireland that is almost synonymous with the IRA. They represent the same ideals, but they are not the IRA. And even the IRA has different factions within it, or it did. So what does that mean? I mean, Hamas is a political group now. They run Gaza. That doesn't give them legitimacy at all. I mean, what is the point you think you're making there? Why reference the ANC, the PLO, and the IRA? These are three groups that should burn in hell. Fuck those three groups. How on fucking planet Earth are you doubling down and saying, I am in favor of multiple terrorist groups? And then you have the nerve to be like, well, so-called, as if we have to haggle over whether or not they're committing acts of terror when it's obvious, beyond obvious. It's not even controversial.
The comparison to Hamas to what happened in South Africa is insanely disingenuous. And I personally hate when people do that.
I mean, Mandela didn't think so.
Well, Mandela did think so.
Mandela's a fucking idiot. Mandela is a fucking idiot. Have you heard what he said on Palestine? The guy was completely goddamn retarded on the issue. So this reverence for this guy, and what they're trying to do is say, look, Mandela in his 20s committed acts of terror, and he was part of a violent wing of the ANC. Okay, then he got arrested, then decades went by, and then there was a peaceful transition of power, mostly due to the white people in charge at the time. And it was noteworthy because it wasn't because of terror, because it was peaceful. And now they're trying to say, look, Mandela is a god king. Anything he says is gold. So if he's in favor of Palestine, then Palestine is correct. It's freaking retarded, man. Like, Greta Thunberg is in favor of Palestine. Fuck her. But they're trying to say, look, Mandela is a saint. And so Mandela, because he partook in violence early in his life, now that's justified too, because he's a saint. And if you go against that, what are you saying? You're against the blacks of South Africa? Yes! Yes, those blacks, the terrorist ones, the communists, fuck yeah. Ridiculous.
So he explicitly stated that he avoided committing violence on the citizenry because it would make reunification impossible. That's something he said.
I think you could say that tactically speaking, listen,
in the totality, by the way, Sam.
And shut up. This is incredible. Put it this way. The process of forming South Africa was meant to be one of unification, of combining all peoples. That was all of the rhetoric. That was all of the sentiment. It was not divisive. It wasn't class-based. It wasn't, let's hate on one group. And you can look at the flag. Now, this was their aspiration. It's failed miserably, as we know. But the flag itself, the new African flag, South African flag, mixed traditional African colors with the British colors, the Dutch colors as well. So it was the Europeans mixing with the blacks in a new flag. Now, if the Palestinians got their way, and let's say there was a one-state solution, do you think they're mixing the flag of the Palestinian flag mixed with the Israeli flag, visually? Absolutely no way in hell they would be doing that. Just none. So just through the flag logic alone, this is nothing similar at all. And the word apartheid has come out of this whole thing, where they think it's apartheid in South Africa, that was bad, we all agree that's bad, so I'll just call Israel apartheid. But it doesn't make sense. Literally, logically, it's completely fallacious. It's not apartheid at all, and it's just like the most facilely obvious thing to refute, and yet they hold on to this term because they like this faux justification of their violence. Because if terrorism is good enough for Mandela, shit, and he was righteous because he was overthrowing apartheid, well, we're just like that because we're overthrowing apartheid, even though it isn't at all.
The totality of their campaign, I think under 200 civilians died. And the people who did kill civilians were almost all held accountable.
Okay, so let's cut over to Hassan watching this stream.
Let's go and watch a lecture that is currently taking place on the H3 podcast, my former podcast. Cedar, what a nightmare.
Bad things, but I sort of feel, I guess, ultimately probably like Ehud Barak when he said that were I Palestinian and I was living in Gaza, that it would be likely that I would join Hamas. I mean, that's what Ehud Barak said on multiple occasions. And I think that is very,
watching someone that has the exact same opinion as I do.
An understanding of human nature.
Saying it from a perspective
That you're not
already
supporting
subject-
Israelis, by the way, just to point out an inconsistency.
Oh.
They can't hit
How
him
so?
on this.
Well,
So Hassan is delighted. He's just overjoyed that this guy says, I would join Hamas. And he goes, exactly, that's what I do. He's thinking exactly the way I think. Isn't it amazing? And you can't refute him. You can't fire back because he's a Jew. As if we don't have a running history of Jews who work against themselves, who are such sniveling, guilt-ridden cunts that they will go up against Israel, against their fellow Jews. It doesn't, I mean, like, just because Sam Cedar says it doesn't mean anything. Obviously, the guy is in support of terrorism. I mean, it's just incredible. But Hassan explains this a little bit more in depth to us on a video where he was talking about Ireland. Now, Ireland has come up a few times. He's covered the IRA recently in a weird roundabout way to try to justify his support of Hamas, the terrorist group. So here's a video. The IRA is based. Hassanabi reacts to Ireland's unfinished revolution. And it's unfinished, guys, because England still is in Northern Ireland. It's still part of Great Britain. And then here, Ireland's unfinished revolution. The Irish are based. Oh, God. So now their LARPing is extended to the 1970s in Ireland. They're pretending to be the IRA. They're killing whoever they want, and it's all justified because they're on the right side of history.
Violence continued to escalate, and the volunteers became a larger, more necessary part of the Republican movement. The volunteers colloquially earned a new name, the Irish Republican Army, or the IRA. The war raged on in an endless cycle of newly heightened aggression and
I think it's important to understand the development of the IRA, the actions that they took, why they got to the place that they got to, because it almost immediately reveals why the Irish has always historically been on the side of Palestinian emancipation. I don't know if this video will feature that at all, but you very quickly understand why Irish people are considered based or whatever the fuck by leftists in general, and also why Irish people have historically been against colonial occupation no matter where it is, and have been on the right side of history. The funniest part about it is that
Side of history, right. So what he's revealing is obviously the exact opposite. Irish people are cucked and cunts. They're pussies. They're self-defeating, self-flagellating idiots. The Irish are a complete freak show. So that's why that country is in collapse. It does not thrive. It does not do well. Okay, the IRA lost. Let that sink in. And their support of Palestine, or the fictional land of Palestine, that is a colossal disgrace. So the Irish people are a clueless body of humanity. I mean, I've been there. I've seen it. You see it in their youth. It's extra fucked up and warped in their youth. So for him to be like, I support them because they're in favor of my pretendicide and like all the Muslims that I'm not even one of them. You're not Muslim, B, you're not Arab. But okay, whatever, it's your side and this is your cause and your rallying cry. Get it?
when I found out that the Sons of Ulster or whatever, like the British that maintained the occupation in Ireland also are...
Hey, what about the occupation in Cyprus? What about the Ottomans occupying the Ottoman Empire? Those occupations are fine, right? That's cool.
Notoriously on the wrong side of history. Like they literally...
Imagine this fucking douchebag telling you what's the right and wrong side of history. Christ almighty, enough with that fucking rhetoric. It's so pathetic.
Have all... If you're in Ireland and you see all of the bad flags in a row, you know, the Confederate flag, the Israeli flag, side by side with the British flag, just know that, you're in dangerous territory.
Retribution. The British could not overcome the widespread Republican support.
Why does he have like a wannabe mafia accent or like Goomba?
And would never grant Ireland independence anyways. Meanwhile, the Republicans were not remotely close to victory and would certainly run out of resources eventually. All signs were pointing towards a stalemate. Talks of a...
Okay, but later on he gets to like the core message and he zooms in on his camera to really make it hit home. Watch this.
The Irish
Uh-huh.
and the IRA historically on the right side of history. Those who oppose them historically on the wrong side of history.
The IRA are on the right side of history. They are a terrorist group that killed innocent people, bombed pubs, tried to take out the royal family, and he's all about it. Look, in the back right here, you see Queen Elizabeth with X's on her eyes. He celebrated her death for some reason because she's white and she's a Western, yeah, whatever. Just he wanted to celebrate her death. So the IRA is on the right side of history. Somebody in his chat who has some connection to reality says, wait, what? The IRA is on the right? What are you talking about?
Altogether, the treaty was quite antithetical to the Republican cause.
Supporting IRA puts you on the right side of history. Lamau, that is one of the takes of all time. I am going to once again reiterate the position that I have maintained for a
he's maintained this one. So he's about to give support to the IRA.
very long time.
Let's hear it.
If you don't want any IRA activity, there's a very cool solution.
So guys, if you don't want the IRA to go kill innocent people, very simply, here's what you need to do. Listen to Hassan. He's on the right side of history.
Okay, it's called Don't Occupy Ireland. That's what it's called.
Okay, bro.
It's a
Wait, I gotta hear that again. Do it one more time. How do we get rid of the IRA? What was it?
Want any IRA activity, there is a very cool solution.
Let me zoom in with you.
It's called
called
Don't Occupy Ireland. That's what it's called. It's a very easy solution.
What?
Okay. Oh, you don't like that the ANC is engaging in violent actions?
Okay, so Hassan, before you go and try to defend the ANC and their terrorism, let's zoom back a little bit. Don't occupy Ireland? No, Ireland is now occupied and has been for hundreds of years, thousands of years actually. But Northern Ireland is gonna be Northern Ireland. And if you have a problem with that, you can fight, but try fighting like a man and not a pussy, not a terrorist. You dumb bitch. So I love this. I mean, look at his trying to be like a tough guy, like, oh my God, look at me. I'm here to tell you that you got to get off the fucking island, man. Unbelievable, Hassan. No one gives a shit. You're a fucking terrorist piece of shit. Unfucking real.
Don't do an apartheid.
Oh, don't do the apartheid. If you do the apartheid, we'll just start killing people.
Oh no.
And you know what's magical about that? I could just say something's an apartheid, and then that justifies me killing whoever I want to kill.
Hamas is a violent fundamentalist group. They're doing a lot of violence. It's like, don't do apartheid and genocide.
I love this logic. First of all, totally retarded. There is no apartheid. There's no genocide. So that's the pretendicide. And the pretendicide happened after October 7th. So how would that justify retroactively what you did on October 7th or the countless acts of terror before this so-called pretendicide? And so there's no apartheid and there was no genocide, and yet you committed acts of terror. So clearly he's just scrambling to justify his violent impulse to just rage out and just kill and, ooh, we got to get what we want. It's pathetic, and he's going through history like a maniac, siding with the exact wrong people. But it shows you just how cancerously sick these people are in their brains.
Because people will always, whatever you call them,
even if we call them terrorists,
people will always have the righteous moral goal.
Oh, they are righteous in killing innocent people? Wow, I never thought of it like that.
Of emancipation, no matter.
Emancipation sounds wonderful. This faggot is also in favor of Nat Turner and his slave revolt, where he killed a bunch of people, eventually got his whole crew butchered and killed, but he killed women and children, mostly children, literally children, not like made up 18-year-old Hamas militant children. We're talking about actual children. But it's okay because he was trying to emancipate his people from slavery. So slavery is so bad that I can just go out and kill women and children. Yay, I get carte blanche to go kill people.
It is the most understandable human position. Okay?
Okay. So it's totally understandable that if I don't like something, I get to kill you. Okay?
That's it. Yeah, he touched my boot while I was stepping on his throat. How violent. This is a shocking revelation for some who have almost always lived in the Imperial Core, but when you try to kill people,
Imperial Core.
they don't like it. They resist it.
Well, Hassan, Hamas is trying to kill people. They didn't like it. They resisted it. And so they push your shit in, and you've been losing the war that you guys started.
Think, don't kill me. And at first they'll say, please don't kill me. And then inevitably, when they realize that you're going to keep killing them, they rise up in arms.
That is retarded. The ANC were killing people not because they were being killed, because they wanted political change. The IRA started killing people not because they were being killed, because they wanted geographical political change. So it's not a self-defensive maneuver. They're not self-defensive terrorists. They're pretending that they're justified by going out and taking these guerrilla bullshit tactics to go kill innocent people, and they've convinced themselves, which you're attempting to do right now to your audience, that it's fine to do this.
They fight back. That's just how it is.
Provided neither a unified.
Right. So here's Hassan doing the same shtick. This is Nelson Mandela, him worshiping the guy and just going, look, if it's good enough for Mandela, if Mandela gets to kill people, so do I.
Has been so whitewashed. The ANC tried peaceful protests for years. There was a massive police presence at all the protests. It did nothing to end the apartheid. After that, they still continuously kept trying to do peaceful protests until at one protest, the police opened fire and killed 69 ANC protesters at the time. Nelson Mandela
That's like a low day of killing in South Africa.
had a moment of radicalization.
Oh, I loved it when he got radical.
Right then and there. In the aftermath of that, he realized that the actual supporters of the ANC on the ground, the youth, wanted to retaliate through violent means.
Well, if it's good enough for the youth, I mean, if they want to, let them do what they want. I mean, the youth shall inherit the earth? No, that's the meek. How about the weak? How about the weak bitch LARPers? How about the cutthroat, bloodthirsty scumbag terrorists get to inherit the earth? Is that a phrase? Probably not.
They no longer wanted to retaliate through peaceful means because the world was not listening to them. The world was not seeing them.
Where? What? Notice me, world. I want something. I want to do the thing that I want to do. Otherwise, I'll start killing people. Fucking child behavior. It's childish bullshit. I'm embarrassed for him. And if you recall,
last night, 2 people that work for the Israeli embassy were shot. 2 Israeli embassy staff members were shot and killed outside of the Capital Jewish Museum in D.C.
In D.C. This is Hassan Piker reporting live from MSNBC. Okay, you didn't condemn it, Hassan. Didn't say anything that it was wrong. Nothing. So this was Hassan. I want to showcase this to you for the radical differences. Like, he's changed. He's changing, man. He didn't condemn this attack in the slightest.
The reason why they're talking about it is because he bought a ring to be a little bit too much pattern recognition, turn around and go, ooh, that's probably a way, like they probably executed these like low-level Israeli diplomats so that they can like change the SEO or whatever when people type in Israeli diplomat attack or something. And no, that's...
So his stupid babbling commentary was, is this or is this not a psyop? So, or a like a plant, like an intentional thing that the other side did or set up so that it would make your side look bad.
It's just, if he had yelled from the river to the sea, that would have nuked him. No, dude, him saying free Palestine and also having like the fucking red keffiyeh on the ground, like all of that is so perfectly placed for the government to say, if you have a red keffiyeh, you're going to jail, you're a terrorist. If you say free Palestine, you're going to jail, you're a terrorist. Like it is, I don't think it's a false flag or anything, but it's so perfectly designed for the government to utilize in an effort to stop people from saying like, Israel, please stop murdering children.
For him to whittle down the whole thing to Israel murdering children. Again, what you've not mentioned is that they're not murdering children. That is not the goal. That is not what is happening. And that all of the death of all of the civilians in Gaza is the fault of Hamas. which he didn't mention because he supports Hamas, he would join Hamas. He essentially is Hamas. He's Hamas Piker. So, so now it's like Hassan is upset that this is making his side look bad, and it's like, yes, because you are bad. This is your philosophy. You're in favor of the IRA, of the ANC, of this terrorist attack. You did not condemn this attack at all. Now, since he didn't condemn this attack, he has been getting on the radar of some people that you probably don't want to be on the radar of, including the head of the ADL, Jonathan Greenblatt. And he is talking about him on television, and this is how that's going.
Hey, here, let's watch the rest
today. Maybe show up for their own walk next weekend and say we won't be intimidated by the bigots.
Because I look at social media now, and many of these platforms, I mean,
I think the reason why Jonathan Greenblatt is constantly mentioning my name is because he wants to stop mainstream media outlets from like referencing me in a positive way. You know what I mean? That's the reason.
Yeah, totally. Hassan has nothing to do with you or your fucking ego. He doesn't want his people or Israel to be disparaged and for terrorist acts to be encouraged by you. So he feels that there's a pipeline, and he has every reason to think this, that what you are promoting, which is terrorism, is leading to terrorism. Like, this is quite a simple thing that he's against.
Jonathan Greenblatt, CEO of the Pro-Israel Lobby Anti-Defamation League, calls for strict censorship on social media platforms like X, Instagram, and
His fucking reading voice is intolerable to listen to. Listen to that.
TikTok. He says it's time for companies to knock the anti-Zionists off the platforms once and for all. Again, he name dropped me again. This dude. This dude. Hey, by the way, this dude is not some YouTube drama guy. Like, this guy knows people, has influence, is connected to a lot of powerful people, including the president. So this is when it's sort of like, party's over, guys. Like, you're kind of fucked now. And you could see that in his reaction. But watch this. Watch his surprise or his fake, like he's pretending like he doesn't understand why the head of the ADL would be against him or concerned about him. He's going on every broadcast, brother. Holy moly. Let's see what he had to say again.
Where you have graduation speakers spreading blood libels, in an environment where you have social media influencers making baseless claims, people like Hassan Piker over on Twitch, or there's others on TikTok and
like, what am I doing? Can you just say what I'm doing?
Okay, you're promoting terrorism. You're in support of the Houthis. Oh, we haven't even gone over that. He's in support of the Houthis, which is a terrorist group. You're in support of the IRA, the ANC, Hamas, Hezbollah. I mean, there's probably other terrorist groups you're in support of that I'm unaware of, but you are not condemning acts of violence upon Israeli embassy workers who have nothing to do with anything, who were just murdered in the street. You're in favor of Luigi killing a CEO. You constantly are like LARPing about a communist revolution, killing landlords, etc. You said America deserved 9/11, but to wrap it up, Hassan, you are pro-terrorist and are in favor of people killing Israelis or Zionists. You want Zionists, which is basically everyone on earth, to be treated like they're neo-Nazis. So how are you pretending like you don't understand why everyone should hate you?
Other than just lying and being like, he is saying exterminationist rhetoric about Jews, like, just because the reality is, if you were to turn around and be like, people like Hassan Piker on Twitch.tv are saying Israel is doing it and it must be stopped.
Yeah. Why don't you just stick to the talking point of the pretendicide? And I'm against pretendicide, and like that's like the whole thing. So like I'm against pretendicide. So how are you saying I'm the bad guy? I'm the good guy. Like, what in the fuck? The projection is so core to this whole retardation. It is Hamas who is the genocidal ones. Hamas has a genocidal mantra that is in their charter. This is their goal, their stated goal. This is what they did. They went out and targeted innocent people. They killed innocent people. That was the whole point. And then they hide among their civilians, and then they have the nerve to go, no, it's you guys here that do the genocide. What? This is so retarded. It's amazing this would work on anyone with an IQ above whatever, room temperature.
If you were to say that out loud on a broadcast, everyone would turn around and go, what the f do you mean? He's right.
Yeah, if you could just say, my stance is not that I'm in favor of killing and using acts of terror like suicide bombings, stabbings, just executions. Like, I'm in favor of all of that. But let's just focus on the pretendicide. Let's hide behind the children, and let's not blame the correct people, which is Hamas. They're the ones responsible for why, A, there's a war, B, their civilians are being killed. They're hiding behind them. That's the whole point. Why does your condemnation not go to Hamas? That's where it belongs.
He can't seem to get my name out of his mouth. It's crazy.
Yeah, because you're a big influencer, you have a huge audience, and you're telling people that terrorism is good and you should be a part of it. Like, this is the one time the ADL is doing something legitimate. Like, the guy has every reason to shut your ass down. You're enemy number one, and you're kind of in fuckville now. Like, you're kind of fucked.
Please.
What? This is the beginning of the end, guys. Trust me.
He's out here issuing an American fatwa on you. I know. It's crazy.
Yet another fucking projection. Fatwas are what your people do. The Muslims. That's a Muslim thing. So the Jewish president of the ADL is not putting out a fatwa on you. And but that would be, by the way, encouraging someone to kill you. That's not what he's doing. He's condemning you for doing that, Mr. Projection. That's the exact reason why he is against you. You're the one putting out hits on Zionists, Israelis, Jews, anyone who's on the, quote, wrong side of history.
I'm sorry for making fun of him for being bald, okay? I apologize. Jonathan, get my name out of your mouth. Oh, my God.
Homo.
I don't have an issue with you being bald, bro. Go to Turkey. Go to Turkey. I will get it. I will help you get that taken care of. You know what I mean? You can come back with a full head of hair. Jesus Christ.
Wow. So he's turning it into a joke, and yet this is kind of different. Like, again, Jonathan Greenblatt is not Ethan Klein. This is not other just random YouTuber. This is a guy who could and will probably shut your ass down. Hassan should be in prison. I'm not sure if you guys are aware. He should be in a jail cell right now for what he's doing. Okay, so there's easily a case to make that he is causing death. Okay, this fucking schmuck right here, with his full-throated support of terrorism, what do you think that's going to cause? Obviously, it's going to cause more death. And so now he's, after hearing Jonathan Greenblatt go up against him multiple times, he's changed his coverage. Listen to this.
Some fucking psycho went up to a bunch of old Jewish people that were doing like a demonstration in support of Israel, and tried to like light them on fire or something. He was shirtless, you know, just real fucking insane shit.
Oh, so this is now a normal take. So how does this coexist with every other position you have on terrorism, including the two embassy people that you did not condemn, including, I mean, Luigi, or just all of the mayhem that the Free Palestine movement causes, not to mention your full support of Hamas and Hezbollah? How are you saying it's insane for what this guy did?
Oh, music's still playing. Thank you. Yeah, let's get started. He had like Molotov cocktails or something, I guess. He used a flamethrower and threw a yeah, someone said there was a flamethrower as well. The protest was to free the hostages. Yeah, it was it was like a pro-Israel protest, but it doesn't fucking matter what the protest was for. That's psychotic. What do you mean? That's an insane thing to do.
Right,
this man is an insane person.
Right, that's a normal take on terrorism. So now it's a little bit too late though, because the cat's out of the bag. You've been promoting terrorism for years. So how is what this guy did any different than what Hamas does, or Hezbollah, or the Houthis, or the IRA, or the ANC? How the fuck are you going to condemn this and say this is insane and immoral? I mean, Hassan, the guy's pro-Palestine. He's against Israel. He's on the right side of history, right? Who cares about his methods? You don't care about the methods of any of these other groups, so why care about this guy? Well, it's because the president of the ADL is calling you out by name on national news. So now one of your handlers or one of your money people have said, Hassan, don't be a fucking idiot and pull it back, because you've ruffled too many feathers. Okay. And people now are aware of this, and you're going to be shut the fuck down.
Absolutely insane person. Thank God nobody fucking died. Holy shit.
Right. But no concern about all the people that were killed by the IRA or the ANC or Hamas or Hezbollah.
ICE was caught on video posting.
What happened to, I don't even care about the mass rapes that Hamas may or may not have done? They did. It wouldn't change one inkling, 1 ounce. It wouldn't change anything for me.
As utility workers, yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. But let's continue.
Community members in Boulder, Colorado. They were calling for the release of the hostages held by Hamas. 8 people hospitalized after witnesses say the attacker used a makeshift flamethrower.
Yeah, it's like... It does matter. You don't think a pro-Israel protest is psychotic in and of itself? Yes, it is. But you know what you can't do? Fucking throw Molotov cocktails at it. What are you, fucking stupid?
Yeah. Wait, a pro-Israel protest is insane? No, it's not. It's completely fine. And then you can't throw Molotov cocktails? Why not? You throw rocks at tanks all the time. You throw rocks at the IDF. You're in favor of that. You're in favor of throwing missiles into Israel. And all of a sudden, it's fucked up to throw a Molotov cocktail at a pro-Israeli rally?
Are you out of your mind?
Are you out of your mind? So this projection is just rampant. This is a conversation that Hassan should be having with himself.
Are you?
Instead, he's just talking to one of his tanky chatters.
You fucking insane? Like, come on, dude. Jesus Christ. Yeah, what do you think? This is fucking Grand Theft Auto? What are you, fucking insane? Are you out of your mind? Are you a federal agent? Shut the fuck up.
And threw an incendiary device. The man was taken into custody at the scene.
So he purports that now all of a sudden he's like, it's totally messed up to commit an act of terror. It's like, dude, this is so not on brand. And like, why would you think anyone believes this? This is not your stance on anything. So then...
You said that the Houthi Luffy was not a pirate.
He's not.
Or I'm sorry, not Houthi affiliated.
He's not. But even if he was, I wouldn't care. I hope you understand that. I do not.
That's rewriting history.
I'm gonna say this very clearly.
No. It's not that you cared. It's that you fucking glazed him.
So this is the same guy that just said, "Oh, isn't it crazy and insane to throw a Molotov cocktail, an act of terror?" So isn't terrorism insane? And he also is this guy.
Right now, 10 toes down. Are you ready for this? I believe what the Houthis are doing in terms of stopping Israel doing a genocide to implement a blockade on the Red Sea is a good thing. 10 toes fucking down. They are on the morally right side. Don't you also think they're on the morally right side?
What if they...
Okay, so it's morally righteous to commit acts of terror. The Houthis are totally justified. And then let me end with this just totally batshit clip of Hassan. And this is...
Let's talk about our favorite flags.
Oh, like overall, what my favorite flag...
Oh my God. Okay, let me position this. We're talking about flags. We're talking about fags too. There is you see this gay pride thing right there? That's the rainbow. That's also they added black and brown and trans. So this is a flag of everybody but straight white men. This is the anti-straight white male flag. Anyway, the guy, one of these hosts is a gay, and Hassan is asked about what your favorite flag is. What do you think his answer would be?
Flags.
Oh, like overall, what my favorite flag? Yeah. Hezbollah. Look it up. I'm not even kidding. It's actually a dope flag.
It's a dope flag. And watch this co-host right here. His reaction. Oh.
Look it up.
Oh.
I'm not...
Oh, dude. So a wildly anti-gay movement, a terrorist group. He is a fan. He's fanboying on the flag of a terrorist group.
I'm not even kidding. It's actually a dope flag.
I don't know flags.
It's this is a...
You know what? I'm gonna be brave.
What?
My favorite flag.
It's got an AK on it and a fucking hand holding it up. Wow.
Son.
Or
there it is. Look, it's green and yellow and red, and there's a gun. I love guns. Pew pew pew. I get to kill people. But wait, am I the bad person? No. I'm on the right side of history because you're killing kids, because the pretendicide, because the apartheid, because here's another word. I'll say a few words and it'll justify my murder of innocent people. Because yay guns, and yay Muslims, and yay brown people, and yay exorcising the demons that lie within me. Wow. This was not going to work. This tactic, this strategy, this mental retardation that basically defines you, you feel animated to speak this out, to proclaim this, to sell this idea to millions of people. That was always going to lead, always, in every timeline, that was going to lead to consequences. So you've been fucking around, and it's time for you to find out. And it's not just the ADL guy, it's who he's going to talk to, and it's what's going to happen to you next. And this clown thinks that even if Twitch bans me, I'll just go to YouTube or something. Dude, you have no idea what's coming to you. So mark my words, this kind of shit, you're witnessing like the death rattle of a guy who has been so comfortable and so incentivized to keep ramping up his violent rhetoric and his terrorist propaganda to the point of like, he's testing the system. How much of a terrorist propagandist supporter can you be online in America in the 21st century? Anyone? Anyone want to answer that? Well, it's being answered for you. I just hope you're enjoying the process. Hassan Piker will go down one way or the other because he's not on the right side of history. Neither are any of the terrorist groups he supports. Sadly, this is now something necessary for us to circle back and clean up aisle scumbag Muslim Turkish immigrant. This motherfucker is a degenerate piece of shit who is a stain in our society and who is somebody that needs to be dealt with now. And trust me, let me get a zoom in. He'll be dealt with.